let's talk about Fallout 76. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's MaxMax24, and it is Tuesday, which means it's time for another Tuesday Talks. But before we get into that, please always remember to drop a like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, all that jazz, all that fun stuff us YouTubers tell you guys to do. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, almost on Twitter, sometimes on Facebook, barely ever on Instagram. Follow me on those places, subscribe to me here. And with that, let's get into this week's topics. So, let's talk about everyone's favorite game in the world, Fallout 76. Alright, if you've been living under a rock, you don't know about Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is a Fallout game, if you can call it that, online. And it's not good, okay? But recently, about a month or two ago, it got a big update called the Wastlanders update that released NPCs into the world. Before this, Fallout 76's Appalachia was completely empty, completely sparse of NPCs that you could interact with. Instead, you talked to robots, you looked up on computer terminals, and then you fought weird creatures. Well, now with Wastlanders, there is factions, there is NPCs, and it feels more like a Fallout game. And I have to give it that. It feels a lot more like a Fallout game, but online. But people are calling it a big redemption. I've seen this all over the internet. People are calling it one of the big redemptions of gaming of this generation. And that bothers me, okay? Calling it a redemption. Because if you look at the big game redemptions of this generation and the way they handled the redemption, Fallout 76 and Bethesda in general did not handle the redemption like how the other studios did, and therefore I do not think it should classify as a redemption. Let me tell you why. So, let's look at a big redemption story. Everybody knows this redemption story, No Man's Sky. Alright, No Man's Sky, when it was released, it did not fulfill many of the promises that were promised to us, okay? It was set up as a big AAA title, PlayStation exclusive kind of thing, and what it delivered was a boring walking simulator where you walked through the galaxy and you looked at planets. Nothing that they promised was really in it besides the big galaxy. Well, they knew that, okay? Hello Games knew that they did not deliver, and they released free content update after free content update to now the game is exactly how we promised and more. Okay? No Man's Sky is a great game now. Okay? It's a fantastic game. It did not launch well, but where it is now, it's fantastic. These free content updates, completely free. You would pay for the game, and then you would get all these updates for free. Everything added, no microtransactions, no extra content you had to pay for. They were all free updates that completely revitalized and evolved the game into what it was supposed to be. Now that is called a redemption. Alright? Realizing your mistake and improving upon it and making it better without harming the players. Alright? That is a fantastic, fantastic redemption story. Now let's look at another game redemption, okay? That redemption was handled amazingly well, okay? It did not harm the players one bit. Instead, they realized their mistake and they built and fixed their game. Another game that did this was EA's and DICE's Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, it's no secret Battlefront 2 launched with a lot of controversy. I mean a lot of controversy, okay? The entire progression system was tied towards loot boxes that you could either buy a bunch of or you could just get them by playing a lot of matches, okay? The entire progression system, that was the only way for you to get anything to progress in the game. It was either pay money or play a lot. And there was a lack of content, okay? There was prequel stuff, yep. There was original trilogy stuff, yep. And there was some sequel stuff, yes. But there wasn't a lot more than that. There wasn't that much content. Just like the first Battlefront that EA made, it felt half-baked. Well, they knew this, they knew the controversy, and you know what they did? EA did a move that no one would have seen coming, and allowed the microtransactions to be pulled out of the game, and the entire progression system to be revamped. Completely. Loot boxes are not a thing in that game anymore. They still have the spot where you open crates, but the loot boxes don't exist, okay? They show up once in a while for special events. You'll log in and you'll get a loot box. That's it. There is no buying of microtransactions. There is no buying loot boxes. There is no buying in-game currency. All of that has been removed, which is a very un-EA-like move, and was an amazing thing to happen at the time. And the game has now gotten so much content. It's one of the best Star Wars games in recent memory. It's got so much freaking content, and it was given to the players all for free. Now that's a great redemption story. Battlefront 2 launches with very predatory microtransactions. Very predatory. That the entire progression system was revolved around them. And then they take those microtransactions out and deliver free content updates that improve the game and make it one of the best Star Wars games ever. It did not hurt the players, it helped the players, it was very consumer friendly. So far, both No Man's Sky and Battlefront 2, very consumer friendly redemption stories that did not make you pay for more content, did not keep asking for your money, nothing like that. They gave you free content and improved their game. Now, another great redemption story of gaming is Destiny 2. Alright, now this is more to do so with the developer-publisher relationship than the game itself, but Destiny 2, just like the first Destiny, it was meh. There's fans of Destiny, I acknowledge that there are fans of the Destiny franchise. I'm not a big fan of it, but Destiny 2 has come a long way. Alright, they split from Activision and made Destiny 2 free to play. Alright? Free to play. It's no secret Destiny 2, everyone felt like Destiny 2 was like Destiny 1, which is obvious for a sequel. But there wasn't much more content in there. It felt just like Destiny 1, but like an expansion as Destiny 1. There was microtransactions. There was DLC. And then Bungie took it away from Activision. They took their toys home and left. They took their toys. And they made it free to play. And there are microtransactions, but it's free to play. So anybody can just log in and play it. Anybody. And you can buy the new expansion if you want to, if you enjoy it, but you can play it for free completely. Of course there are microtransactions because it's a free to play game. But still, a game that goes from $60 with expansion passes and microtransactions to a free-to-play game with the expansion pass and microtransactions is a redemption right there too. It feels more like an MMO, like when you can jump in and play it, and it's great. Okay, it's a great idea. 3 great redemption stories. No Man's Sky goes from a game that came out and did not fulfill any of the promises to a game that is amazing and fulfilled the promises and was very consumer friendly while it did it. Battlefront 2 came out with so much controversy that EA removed the microtransactions and gave free updates to make it this best Star Wars game in years. And Destiny 2 goes from a $60 game to a free-to-play game. These are great stories. These are great redemption, great changes in direction, great redemption stories. Now let's look at Fallout 76's redemption story, shall we? I am of the strong belief Bethesda did not know what they did wrong. They do not. They think they think they're in the right here. All right, let's look at it. Fallout 76. So much controversy surrounding its release. There was the canvas bag controversy for one. That was just okay. They promised canvas bags in the special edition, but they delivered nylon bags, and that the bags were so much crappier than what was advertised to them. The consumer did not get what they were promised. And then it came out later that they actually made canvas bags for the influencers, for the social media people, for the YouTubers. They made canvas bags for them, but did not give it to the people who actually paid the people, the player. They did not give it to the player, they gave it to the influencers. Now, influencers are players too, I realize that. But I'm talking, the ones in the public eye got canvas bags, some of them, like reviewers and stuff, and then everyone else got nylon bags. They were promised canvas bags and they got nylon bags. They finally did the canvas bags after so much outrage, but there should never have been outrage in the first place, Bethesda. You should have realized that was a bad idea to not deliver what you promised. I mean, I'm no businessman, but even I know that you shouldn't do that. Okay, that's not allowed. That's frowned upon in most societies. And Fallout 76 was a very empty game. Okay, they had a beta. They had a beta, but they did not listen to any of the beta feedback and instead pushed the game out and it was empty, soulless, did not feel like Fallout, felt like just an online cash grab game. People played it, but there was just so much missing. Okay, there was the heart and soul of Bethesda was not there. So Bethesda promised to improve upon it. They did. They promised to. They wanted to make the Wastlanders DLC, which is a free update. It's a free update, and it made the game feel like Fallout. And it did make the game feel like Fallout. It brought in a lot of NPCs. But instead of doing what like No Man's Sky, Battlefront 2, Destiny 2 did, and not predatorily microtransaction your gamers, not hurt your gamers, your players as you fix the game, instead of releasing free content, instead of improving the systems of the game, instead of making it free to play like they should have and they still should, Bethesda kept trying to scrounge the money from players. They did not realize what they did wrong. For one, the Atom Shop, alright? You pay a lot of money for small content, okay? You get atoms. You can buy these atoms with microtransactions, and they give you small amounts of content. Customization stuff. Now, that's not bad. Microtransactions for customization is not bad. No, it's not. But they just kept doing it. They kept releasing things onto the Atomic Store instead of fixing the game itself. They kept releasing things onto the Atomic Store that you could buy with microtransactions, and they did it tricky by making it so that you had to buy the more expensive packages to buy something. Okay, they didn't make the prices the exact packages you had to buy. They made them more like a weird amount, so you had to buy a really expensive pack of atoms if you wanted to get that thing. They just kept putting things into this Atom Shop and not improving the game very much. Okay? Unlike Battlefront 2, where they took away the microtransactions and did free updates. Unlike No Man's Sky, where they just did free updates. Bethesda kept trying to get the consumers to buy atoms to get in the account. And you can't tell me that Bethesda is low on money. Okay? Bethesda makes so much money. They have made so much money from Skyrim. They have made money from Doom. They have made money on their name, okay? Fallout 4 made a lot of money too, okay? Bethesda has money. They do. They have money. So there was no reason they had to keep just adding things to the Atomic Shop instead of helping and improving their game. And it gets worse. It does. It gets worse. One thing that players were asking for is unlimited, or just a bigger stash box. A bigger stash box. That's what they want, okay? The stash box in Fallout 76 lets you hold a certain amount of junk and stuff in this little box, and then you connect it to other stash boxes. It had like 800 pounds of capacity, I think. 500 pounds? I think 500 items maybe, or 800 items. One or the other. But people wanted more, okay? They're filling up their stash boxes with junk, because Fallout players collect junk. Any Bethesda game player collects a lot of junk. And gamers wanted private servers. Okay, private servers where they could play Fallout by themselves. Okay, by themselves. Instead of releasing the stash boxes increase for free. Now, private servers I understand, because private servers might cost money. But instead of releasing the stash box increase for free, they release a subscription service. Okay? So a lot of people already paid $40 to $60 to play the game. Now, if they want to hold more in their stash box, if they want private servers to play Fallout by themselves, if they want all this stuff, guess what, guys? You gotta pay $15 a month to play Fallout 76 with more content. So a very highly requested feature of the player base, of your player base, the loyal ones who are actually playing the game, who are asking you to improve the game system and stuff, you're going to charge them $15 a month to get those improvements for your game. A game that upon release was critically panned for the lack of content and the lack of fine-tuning and the amount of bugs The players who actually bought the game to support you, Bethesda, and want stash box increases, private servers, crap like that, instead of giving them some of this stuff for free and free updates, you make them pay you $15 a month for this stuff. Now, I'd understand if it was just the private servers. If you wanted money for the private servers, because servers cost money to run. But to hack on all this other stuff that they get. Now, you get a lot of stuff with the Fallout, well, not really, but you get some stuff with the Fallout First membership, some stuff that people were asking for. Private worlds, unlimited storage for crafting components, a survival tent that you can place anywhere, that you can fast travel to, a bunch of atoms, an outfit, icons, and emotes. No, that's just dumb. Why would you want icons and emotes? But unlimited storage for crafting components and stuff like that. You're charging people for that. The people that are loyal to you, you are charging for simple content that could have been released for free in an update. So instead of giving completely free updates like No Man's Sky, who, Hello Games, is not a big AAA developer like you, Bethesda. They are not a big company. They are a very small company, yet they could afford to give free, completely free updates. And they're still doing that. They are small. They are not rich. Bethesda, you have money. You have a lot of studios. You have more money than Hello Games does. But Hello Games is releasing stuff for free while you are charging your loyal fan base money every month for stuff that they were asking for since release to improve your game, while No Man's Sky is doing it for free. Battlefront 2 removed all the microtransactions. That is not an EA-like move. They realized their mistake and they fixed the game. Bungie made Destiny 2 free to play. At least do that. Instead, you are still charging people for the game, and then if they want stuff they've been asking for since release, if your loyal player base wants stuff they've been asking for release, simple fixes that could be released in a free update and it wouldn't hurt you, you charge money for. And then you expect us to applaud you when you release the Wastlanders update. You expect us to tell you, good job, I'm proud of you. Good job, Bethesda. I'm proud. You improved the game. You made the game a Fallout game. You made Fallout 76 a Fallout game a couple of years after its release. You know, it should have been like that from release, but no, why not do it now? Why not do it a little bit after release, where after you've scrounged all the money you can get from your players? Why? Why not do that? Why not? You know? Why not? Why launch it like a Fallout game instead of pulling money out of all your players as you make it better? Why not? Why not? So this is why I do not think Fallout 76 should be considered a great redemption. I do not think Bethesda should be applauded for their redemption, for improving Fallout 76. Because yes, Wastlanders improves it. It made it better. It made it feel like a Fallout game. But the entire road leading up to it, they kept introducing systems that you had to pay for. Highly requested features they released as a subscription service. Unlike No Man's Sky, who improved their game, and they are a smaller company than you, Bethesda, they improved their game with free updates to the point where the game's amazing. Battlefront 2 removed microtransactions and released free updates without having to pay for it to make the game amazing. Destiny 2 went free to play so anybody can play it, and the games, it can be fun. Instead of doing any of those options, as you build up to this Wastlanders DLC to get the hype up, you release more stuff into the Atomic Shop, so more people have to pay for more crap. Okay, instead of fixing the mechanics of the game, you release more crap into the Atom Shop for people to buy. And then you release Fallout First subscription service. Highly requested features from your player base introduced into a monthly subscription service. You don't deserve a pat on the back. Instead of being consumer friendly, all you were thinking about is money. All you were thinking about is how much money can I make? And you are not poor, Bethesda. You have made so much money from Skyrim. You have made so much money from Doom. You have made so much money from a lot of your games. You are not poor. Hello Games is a very small developer, yet they could afford to release free updates and they are not filling their game with microtransactions. You are. The entire time people were asking to fix your game, you weren't. Instead, you were making them pay for more crap. You were making them pay for fixes to the game. Now that is not consumer friendly. I do not believe you deserve a pat on the back. I do not believe you deserve a high five. I do not believe you deserve any credit for this redemption. Because this is not a redemption. This is a fake redemption. This is redemption hiding all of the shady crap that went on leading up to this big update. All of it. You were trying to hide it behind this vein of, we redeem the game. It's a Fallout game now. Woohoo! Applaud us. No. I just hope you can improve your business model before Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 come out. Because if it's like this, Bethesda, this is not okay. It's just not. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you followed that. I do not think Fallout 76 deserves to be called a redemption, because it is not. Instead of releasing free content updates, instead of being consumer friendly, they tried as much as they could to get all the money from their player base. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, as always, please remember to drop a like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, all that jazz, all that fun stuff us YouTubers tell you guys to do. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I post on Twitter, sometimes on Facebook, barely ever on Instagram. Follow me on all those places, subscribe to me here, tell your friends, share this to everybody. And with that, I hope to see you in the next video.